Hi Stampers, Purple Lizard here. So today I'm going to talk about the Bells Are Ringing bundle from the 2019 holiday catalog. This bundle includes the Bells Are Ringing stamp set and the detailed bells dies. Now the stamp set, you'll notice, has both Christmas sentiments and New Year's sentiments. This stamp set has 13 photopolymer stamps. Some of these stamps are two-step stamps. This stamp right here, you stamp this stamp first, then you stamp the inside, the mouth of the bell with this stamp. You stamp the lip and the shoulder part of the bell. That's one stamp, and it stamps right here. This is the waist part of the stamp, and it stamps right here. And this is another design that you can also stamp right there. This part here is called the clapper, and it stamps right there. And so those are the two-step stamps in this set. There's a cute little holly leaf and a little handheld bell, the bow, and a jingle bell. Now, the biggest block that you'll need is the D block for the bell. And it's really helpful if you have one of the smaller blocks. The A block is really helpful for doing the clapper part. That way you don't get it into the ink. You can also always use the Stamperatus to stamp any of the stamps. So the dies that come with this stamp set are also, some of them also coordinate with the stamps. This bell has a coordinating die that cuts it out, and the jingle bell has a coordinating die that cuts it out. The handheld bell and the holly branch also has a coordinating die. The other dies in the set cut out detailed die image or bell images. This is one of the bells. This is this one. Here's another bell. It's this one. One of the jingle bells. This one. I had them both. I don't know what I did with the other one. Dropped it somewhere. And then this bell here, it is, and I've glued it on top of this smaller bell here. This one does not have a coordinating stamp, but it does cut out a bell that fits this detailed die. And so those are the dies. There are 11 dies in this set, and again, that can be sold in a bundle or they can be sold separately. Let me show you some cards that, here's the little jingle bell. There it is. That's the littlest bell. And that was the big one. So let me show you a card that I did with the stamp set. I used the heirloom folders and the heirloom dies to make this oval. This came from the Christmases Gleaming stamp set, and this is the Christmas is Gleaming DSP. But this is the bell where I did the 2 steps. Came back after I stamped it in gray. I came back and stamped it with Pretty Peacock for the clapper and for the waist. And then I stamped the mouth in gray. And then the bell I stamped in red, and I colored it in with the Real Red dark and light blends pens, Stampin Blends pens. So this is one of the cards that I did. Here is another card. With this card, I did 2 bells. And you'll notice that I have the clapper. That was this part of the bell. The clapper is on the left side of the bell, and it is also on the right side of the mouth, is what portion of that bell it is. So no, this is not one of our fancy reversible stamps like is included in our 2019 catalog. The Cups of Christmas stamps both ways. The bell does not stamp both ways. But I'm going to show you a trick at the end of the video of a way that I got the bell to stamp with the clapper on the left side and on the right side. And now most of you will be saying it doesn't really matter where the clapper is. I mean, it's not too annoying that it's on the left side. It's really fine. It's aesthetically fine there. However, whenever I was making a card with 3 bells on it, I felt like the clapper was not aesthetically pleasing when they were all on the right side when I wanted to lay them out like this. I wanted one of the clappers to be on the right side. So with this card, I stamped the waist of this one, or actually this is the lip and the shoulder stamp. I stamped it in Real Red. This one is in Pretty Peacock, and this one I did in Garden Green. And then I came back and stamped the clapper in the coordinating color for the bells. Now, in order to get the inside of all the bells to be gray, I did color them with the gray granite Stampin Blends. And I will show you how I did that. So, what you will need is, you will need a Stamperatus, the bell stamp, and a silicone mat. And we sell these silicone mats in the Occasions catalog. I'm going to take some Smoky Slate ink, and I'm going to ink the bell with this Smoky Slate. Then I'm just going to take it and stamp it onto the silicone mat. Next, I'm going to take my piece of paper and just lay it on top of the bell. I'm going to push the stamp down again. Now this will help the ink that I stamped onto the silicone mat adhere to the paper in that spot, because the stamp is going to hit where the ink was. And I'm not really using the magnets to hold down the mat. I'm more using them to keep it from sliding around. So, there's the bell with the clapper on the right-hand side. The reason that I want the bell to be stamped on both sides is that now I can take the die cut from here and I can cut the bell out still, and I'll have the image that I want to work with. Now, in order to get the mouth to be Smoky Slate too, I just took my Stampin Blends and I colored in the mouth with my Stampin Blends. And you can see from the card that I did, I'm just doing a fast job of this too, it's not going to be pretty. You can see from the card that I did that you really can't tell the difference between the stamp and a Stampin Blends. The untrained eye cannot see. Also, if you wanted to stamp the other stamps onto this bell, they still fit. Even though I've switched the bell around, they still line up with the bell. Kind of doing this from the side, it may not be perfect again. That's really nice and close, right? Also, the clapper lines up. And I found that if the clapper doesn't line up when you stamp it, you can just take a little blends pin and sort of, oh, perfect, like that. You can just take your blends pin and just correct it a little bit. And now I'm going to make it a little darker. I'm normally changing the color of the clapper and the mouth so that you get a good idea of the difference, but I'm just using all gray here. But you can see, you can sort of correct anything that you didn't quite stamp. In one of my pictures, one of my cards, I corrected with a blends pen, and you really can't tell. Let's see. So there you have it. That is how I got my clapper to be on all sides, on both sides of my card. So I made more cards with this stamp set. I'm going to post them on my Facebook page. So you'll have to step over to my Facebook page and check out Purple Lizard Designs and like it so that you will be notified when I upload those pictures. And I really liked this stamp set. It was one of the first stamp sets that I purchased when the 2019 holiday catalog came out, so I highly recommend it. There's a little bit of online support for it on Pinterest and YouTube. There's quite a few samples, and so check it out. And if you need help purchasing this, just step over to my store at Stampin' Up. It's Liz Sunding at Stampin' Up. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.